What's up, guys? It is Rayshawn and Hujan. We are the Unscripted Real Artists. And today we are talking about Vince McMahon's Pepe Le Pew look. Let's get into it.
Pepe Le Pew is crazy.
It is crazy.
The thing
he
is,
looked like a French man.
The first picture I saw of him, you know what I thought of? Y'all remember Sesame Street, right?
What?
You remember Oscar the Grouch, right? Y'all remember that Oscar the Grouch had a little worm friend called Slimy.
Bruh. And I'm going to put a picture.
He looks like Slimy with a mustache. Because his eyes look real beady. I'm just like, yo, what is up with this man?
I cannot.
What?
You know what he looked like? You know the Dust Bunnies on the big comfy couch. Yeah. He looked like one of those.
Not the Dust Bunny. I mean, he does look dusty. I'm not gonna...
He do look dusty. It just gives... I was trying to come up with a new identity. You know what I'm saying?
We saw a post the other day that had a picture of him, and it was like, he looks like the villain off of a Spanish telenovela. And they not wrong. They're not wrong. He does look like a Spanish villain off a telenovela. Like, God. He out here trying to look like a Hamburglar or something. I don't know.
He just looked like he about to rob somebody for real. Because it's giving con artist. It's giving I'm finna knock somebody over the head. It's giving I just learned French from Duolingo. You know what I'm saying?
I just learned French from Duolingo.
That's what it's giving.
Oui, oui, ha.
It's really crazy. You know what I'm saying? It looks like he's about to say, omelette du fromage. That's what it looked like it's me about to say.
Omelette du
fromage. Crazy, man.
Yo,
it looks really crazy, man.
And the funny part is that you're not wrong. You're not wrong. He does look crazy, bro.
He does, man.
And it's like, dude, you're how old? I think it's the perviness coming back to bite him in the backside, because as we all know, those of us who watched WWE SmackDown in the 90s, he was a lecher, okay? A lecher.
Yeah.
Him and like Stacy Keibler and like all the divas, just one of my most vivid memories of childhood watching SmackDown is a moment. I talk about it all the time with Ray. That's why she said, "Oh God." Is he made a bet with The Rock, right? And one of the divas, I don't remember which diva it was. It might have been Stacy Keibler or something. But he made a bet with The Rock. And it was like, oh, if you win, you get to kiss her ass, right? Like literally put lips on her booty cheeks, right? But he ended up losing, right? Ooh. Vince McMahon ended up losing. She knows where this is going. That's why. So he ends up losing, right?
Baby.
And The Rock is like, oh yeah, let me give you like a consolation prize. Y'all could Google this, by the way. I'm gonna give you like a consolation prize. Go ahead and think. And then it was like fake out, right? Nah, you gotta kiss my ass, right? And so The Rock kind of pulls the waistband of his pants down a little bit, and he's like, you know what? Wait, pause, right? Actually, I'm gonna have you kiss his ass, right? And then who comes out? Freaking Rikishi, bro. And y'all know Rikishi was always wearing this like loincloth situation, so his cheeks was always out. And you know, the move that Rikishi had was like he would get folks in the corner of the ring, and then he would go full ham, just butt cheeks, right?
Wiggling the bun.
And that's exactly what they did. What he did to Vince McMahon. You should have seen the look on Vince McMahon's face when he saw Rikishi come running out. Comedy
That's a
gold.
whole lot of
Comedy
booty.
gold. He was mortified. Okay? Mortified.
That's a lot of
Shooketh.
booty.
And of course,
He probably
Rikishi
still washing
gave
that
him
off
the
his face
goods.
today.
Right in the face. And probably gave him pink eye too.
Yo.
Because it's said, it's rumored that that sort of thing happens when you have face to booty contact. I'm just saying. Reportedly.
I mean, I don't know who I just don't have anyone.
Not like that. I'm just saying,
What?
like, because you know how in like
No, because for me, I want to know how you were
on
you searching?
no, on the internet, people say like, because you know how some people are like, some little kids are like really disgusting, so they'll pass gas and like force somebody's head into it.
Oh, fart in people's faces.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
So,
Okay.
and that would thusly give you pink eye. So in this particular case, you have direct contact with the cheeks. So I would assume it would put you at risk for pink eye. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But let's get into more about the crazy shenanigans that happened on SmackDown, because Vince kind of sort of enabled a lot of these storylines to happen. That was just crazy.
Yeah.
Because he is basically like the CEO of WWE, which in the past was WWF, right? He had all these crazy storylines going on. He allowed it. Like another vivid memory was of, I think it was like Chris Jericho and like Lita, I think. It was a girl with red hair, I think. And they were simulating the boom boom in the ring with a bed and everything, and we know it's fake. We know it's fake, but we also know it's inappropriate, and we know that there were kids in the audience at the time. Why? Who approved this? Who said that this was okay?
But you have to take that risk when you coming into an environment like that. You know what this is. You know they're not gonna give you a warning and a play-by-play of what storyline they finna run. They just finna run it. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of questionable things.
A lot of questionable things. Like even I forgot who it was with Trish Stratus. I don't know if it was Triple H or something like that. But I remember her being in the locker room and her like bending over or whatever. And I was just like, is this appropriate for the workplace?
No. Most definitely
you know what I'm
not.
saying? And it was like, it was just like a whole bunch of stuff. Like, it was so much stuff that happened with that organization. And it's just like, at a certain point, the extremes of like even cage matches, like to the point where freaking Mick Foley,
the thumbtacks, bro,
in the cage matches
the
with
thumbtacks,
the thumbtacks, and I was like, bro,
like that
that's
part ain't no way it
blood.
could be fake, because he was
oh no, that wasn't
on top
he said
of
that he was literally like
thumbtacks.
taking them out of his back.
Yeah,
he was literally taking them out of his back. I think it got so bad to the point where people had to have medics
on standby.
You know
yeah, that's right. They did,
because it got
they was lighting stuff
extreme.
on fire too, and like throwing people in on like tables that were on fire and all this other.
Yes,
you couldn't pay me $1 million to do that. I'm just saying. I'd rather be broke.
For me,
I'd rather be broke.
Was, I can understand swan diving from the top of the ladder,
right?
Like Matt and Jeff Hardy. That's some cool stuff. However, you know you can still injure yourself to a certain degree, but to use like the barbed wire and all that stuff, like that stuff, having bats with barbed wire wrapped around it. I remember these matches, man, and the things that they were using.
They were putting
You were
barbed wire
trying
at
to
the
kill
top of the
somebody
cage.
at
I
that
do
point.
remember that. I do
Yeah.
remember that.
It's crazy.
They was really
It's
wilding.
crazy.
They basically just said, we don't give up about anybody's safety. This is all for the
None.
entertainment of the people.
Right. But I think the moments that I do love, since we're talking about matches and people's personalities and stuff like that, one of my favorite wrestlers, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Never gave any F's, bro. He had no F's to give, and
still
I
don't
respect
today.
it. I respect it.
And still don't
He
today.
still don't care. He
And
seems like a really
still
cool
don't.
dude in real life, though, for real.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen like TikTok videos of him talking to like younger kids and stuff like that. And he's like, oh, thanks, dude. You know what I mean? And having regular conversations with people like that's around our age. And they're like, yo, I grew up watching you, when I was a little kid, blah, blah, blah. He's like, that's really cool. What you want me to sign? You know what I'm saying? Not trying to get him out the way. He's like, what you want me to sign, man? I'll sign it for you. Like, genuinely having conversations with people. You know what I'm saying? Which I feel like you need more of that. You don't want nobody to ever get too Hollywood to speak to you.
Right.
At any stage in their career.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I would have loved to shake his hand. You know what I'm saying? Be like, oh my God, so cool.
Right.
Somebody give me some milk so we can do the look. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to do something like that to where it's like, you could feel my love and gratitude because you're a part of my childhood, a huge part of my childhood.
Right.
Like, not everybody can get that energy from me. Like, one of my favorite female wrestlers, China.
R.I.P.
May she rest in peace. You know what I'm saying? That's somebody that I really wanted to work with.
That's the thing I liked about her, though.
Man.
Because she was tall, she was buff, and she was throwing around these dudes like they was rag dolls. And I respected it as a kid. I was like, I want to be like her when I grow up, just throwing people around.
Same. But I think the thing that they always tried to do with her was kind of like dim her down to where it's like she has to be dainty, she has to do this, that, and the third. So when she came back to the WWE, they made her start wrestling women.
Right.
And that wasn't something that she wanted to do because she always competed with the guys. It's almost like you putting somebody back to a point where, they're starting from square one. You know what I'm saying? And got to work their way up. This is no rookie. You know what I'm saying? So I see why things resulted the way that they did for her, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
Because when people place you in a position to where they don't, I feel like people didn't really believe in her at a certain point anymore. Because it's like, okay, yeah, you went off and did all of this extra stuff and whatever, but we finna place you here because you're a woman.
It's
you know what I'm
basically
saying?
Like putting her into a box, which she didn't seem to want in the first place.
Exactly.
Because she was strong and she was literally strong enough and built enough. Like, if you look up a picture of China, that lady was built, okay? Like a brick house, okay?
She literally could have been the next, if they wanted to really do a reboot, the next Xena Warrior Princess. If we're keeping it a buck. That would have been nice to see.
That would have been... Like, she could have been, like her stature, she could have been, like, even if she wasn't Wonder Woman, she could have played in Amazon, because she was tall and she was fit and built, like, and actually physically strong, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And she was one of the few, like, of the quote-unquote divas that was just like, I'm gonna be who I am who I am, and I'm gonna do me,
Mm-hmm.
right? And she
Mm-hmm.
wasn't playing at being overly sexy or, you know,
Right.
visually appealing to like the male gaze kind of thing. She was just like, I'm
Mm-hmm.
here. Let me throw around, you know?
Hello.
Which I respect. I
Yeah.
respect it.
Yeah. Yeah. Love China Down. May she rest in peace again.
One of my faves
Another one of my favorite wrestlers though.
was freaking Eddie Guerrero. R.I.P. Eddie Guerrero.
Oh, hold on. I was gonna say who my other female fave
Oh,
was. My other female fave was Jacqueline. Cause she was a black woman.
I don't remember her.
She was built.
I don't.
I'm gonna put a picture up. But Jacqueline was also a female wrestler that wasn't like dainty or anything like that. I don't know exactly what happened with Jacqueline, but she was fighting just as hard like China was.
Mm-hmm.
She wasn't as tall. She probably was about a good 5'5", 5'6", but she was throwing them girls. She was like, for her height and weight and whatever, that lady had a good build. She
She
was
had
built
that
like one of like
she had
FloJo.
that ant strength, you know, ants cuz they could lift like 3-4
Yeah,
times their body weight and they're small.
yeah,
That's why I'm like saying ant strength.
yeah,
She's small and compact, but she could throw people
yeah,
far away.
yeah. She was like I my eyes drew towards Jacqueline because she was not only a black woman, she was chocolate. She was chocolate. And I said, "Oh my God, somebody looks like me is wrestling." Deep down in my little itty bitty heart, you know what I'm saying? I really wanted to be a female wrestler at some point in my little life.
Same. No, but
I
same.
really did, because I was just like, they're like modern day superheroes. In my eyes, they were like modern day superheroes to me. You
I
know what
mean,
I'm
that's
saying?
fair because they was
So,
doing all kinds of stuff. Swan diving and
mm-hmm.
all this other stuff, you know,
Yeah,
that you only really see in like
right.
movies and stuff, you know? But you seeing
Mm-hmm.
them do it makes you
Yep.
think, oh yeah, I could do that too. I could do that
I could
too.
do that too. Mm-hmm. So, we gonna start talking about some of our fave wrestlers. Huge mentioned before. Rest in peace.
Eddie Guerrero.
Rest in peace to my
My
dog,
boy. Oh
Eddie
man, he
Guerrero.
was wilding a lot of the times on WWE, bro.
Man.
One of the things that I do remember was there was this bit because at some point him and Batista became friends or whatever, and I think they were
Mm-hmm.
it was when they were in Texas when they had a show in Texas or whatever, right? So as we
Mm-hmm.
all know, Eddie Guerrero is of Mexican descent, right? So he's like he went to like
Mm-hmm.
it looks like a local restaurant, right? And he had like I think like carne asada or something like that, some kind of dish, and he had a
Mm-hmm.
thing a foil thing
Right.
of tortillas, right? And Batista just comes out of nowhere. That's usually how it happens when they recording these little scenes. Batista comes out from nowhere and is like, he tells Eddie, he's like, hey, you shouldn't be eating this, da 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 da, right? And takes the food away. And Eddie can't even get in a word in edgewise, right? And he's just left standing there with the doggone thing of tortillas on top of like some kind of like crate or something like that, and just watching as
Mm-hmm.
Batista just makes off with his food. I'm just like, yo, what? Right? And then Eddie's like, oh, well, at least I have my tortillas, right? And starts opening up the foil.
Right.
And I'm like, I know this man is just ready. He was like me with that sandwich at Barnes and Noble. Just, just ready to eat it.
Yo.
Then Batista comes back into the frame and is like, oh yeah, I forgot that. Thanks, man. Takes the tortillas and walks off. The look of despair on Eddie
I would have fought
Guerrero's
him right then and
face,
there.
I felt so bad for him, bro. I'm like, give the man the tortillas,
We
please.
wouldn't have been friends then.
Get the man the tortillas.
We wouldn't have been friends then. I ain't listen. First of all, you can't come between a man and his tortilla. Okay? Shoot.
And then you had his he had his nephew was it Chavo? Was it Chavo Guerrero?
I think that was his name.
And then his wife, and then Eddie's wife, and they had a whole storyline. It was the ghetto. It was the
It was
ghetto.
so ghetto.
It was so ghetto. I was like, yo, because I think at some point in the storylines, his wife was supposed to have like cheated on him or something, and whatever. And it was this whole thing. I think it was a whole thing with her and like Triple H, if I remember correctly. That storyline, and I'm just like, yo, you trifling. Even as a kid, you like, yo, you trifling. She trifling.
She was so into the storyline.
Bruh, the storylines, it's like a telenovela. That's maybe that's why Vince McMahon looks like a villain in a telenovela, because the whole thing is like a telenovela.
Right.
Just like, yo. Right. Bruh.
Classic moments, man. WWE. Vince McMahon, I will say, like, he put together a crazy franchise. Whether you wanted your child to watch it or not, that was highly entertaining. I don't think anybody is gonna be able to create or recreate anything like that.
I don't think so.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I don't think so, like, because it's like reality TV, but not because it's scripted, you know. And even reality TV is scripted to a certain degree. But then you have like the action part, because it's wrestling. So you got action, drama, reality because it's really fake. We all know that. We all know that wrestling is fake. Right. It's something all on its own, I think. But yeah. Ooh, you know who else was one of my faves? Freaking what? Booker T. What? I loved Booker. Can you dig it, sucker? A1 catchphrase, bro. A1 catchphrase.
He got on my nerves.
He did. To be fair, he did. But I still loved him. Even my dad. And my dad is an older fellow. Even he uses that phrase sometimes. Can you dig it, sucker? But also, I love Booker T because we share a birthday.
Gosh. But, I'm trying to think about, I think I was in love with, like, the Hardy Brothers, of
Hardy
course,
Brothers.
Lita.
What's funny about that is, like, growing up, trio. I think a lot of girls like the Hardy Brothers, too. Like, just aesthetics.
Of course.
Because, like, and then... Because, like, I just think that they were, you know, like that. They were marketed as, like, the heartthrob. Oh, my God. Like, that kind of thing, too.
It was more so Matt.
I don't remember which one. Jeff, I don't remember which one is which.
Matt is the one with the dark hair that always used to wear like black. Like he was like the emo-ish.
The emo goth kid.
And then Jeff was the one that always had like the wild color.
Oh yeah, he was doing the Dennis Rodman wild colors in the hair. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But girls were just crazy over all of the wrestlers, to be honest. Like, I loved both of them equally. I thought Jeff was crazy because that mug was just like risking it all, flipping and doing BMX off the top of the ladder. And I'm just like, what is going on?
Right.
But I want to say that D-Generation X, okay? And this is going to be my final thing. Okay? D-Generation X. Okay? When they told everybody to suck it, that was the worst thing that they could do.
Iconic, though. Iconic. It's funny because
when I tell you...
I literally
the peak of elementary school, we was telling mugs to suck it. We were literally doing it with our whole entire being, okay?
Just all of the effort.
Whole entire being. But can't nobody tell me that they weren't the coolest group of individuals, especially with China right next to them.
Right.
When China joined them, oh, it wasn't nothing that you could do. But the only issue that I did have is that they had China kind of on the
They
sideline
did.
as the like bodyguard. And
They sidelined
here's
her
the
at
thing that I
every
also
moment.
found out from the documentary. Here's the thing that I found out from the documentary. Allegedly, China and Triple H had a thing.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. I did.
And basically at some point he was talking to Stephanie McMahon, and when they got married on a stage situation thing, yeah, that's when things ended with him and China. And China found out then that Stephanie McMahon and Triple H were together.
Right, because from what I remember, it said that they started out as like a storyline thing, and then feelings
Yeah.
actually developed between the two,
Mm-hmm.
and then everything went downhill from there.
Yeah.
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 They did my girl dirty. They did my girl
And it's
dirty.
on, and they did do my girl dirty. They did my girl dirty. And it's like, I don't think she ever really recovered from being brokenhearted. Ever.
That's effed up, man. It really is.
I don't, because if you listen to how everybody that was like her friend, like really and truly her friend, and that was there to support her, it's a heartbreaking story, man. From beginning to end. Because you see the rise and then you see the fall. And it's just like you see the rise again, and then it is just like tragedy all the way down. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like when somebody that you trust does something like that to you, where it's like ultimate betrayal.
Mm-hmm.
And we talked about betrayal in our last video. It's going to be in the eye. Make sure you guys go watch that. But when somebody betrays you, you're heartbroken, you're defeated. You're just like, okay. You know what I'm saying? Because once the depression strikes,
Especially when it's
there's nothing
somebody
really that
that,
you can
like,
do.
for a lot of people, especially when it's like in a romantic sense, I
Yes.
think it's even much worse for a lot of people because it's like family you can't choose, but this person is somebody that you're choosing to be with, and then for them to
Mm-hmm.
just stick that knife in your back is like I think it hurts a lot worse because then the onus is on you for picking that person in the first place. You know?
Mm-hmm. And then you constantly keep going to somebody that kind of like replicates that same behavior because you don't know any better. And then you constantly keep getting into situations and being tied into all this other stuff. And it's just kind of like you'll never know. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The good things that you could have or that you deserve because you keep falling into these these habits, into these ways. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Um but yeah, it was a very unfortunate situation for my girl. And again, may she rest in peace. She did not deserve that. And I just feel like a lot of people could have been the whole community, the WWE community should have, and again, I don't know if they did or whatever, but according to the documentary, people tried to, like, the closest friends tried to reach out, but they couldn't reach her. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because when you ask off all communication with people, that's what happens. It's kind of hard to kind of
Right.
follow up and whatever.
And
But
especially in that time period where,
they should have,
you didn't have the beauty,
yeah,
the convenience of the internet where you could just like DM somebody and all this other stuff. Back
right,
then, if you
right,
lost contact with
right.
somebody, you lost contact, and it was very difficult
You
to
lost
find them
all
again.
contact. Yeah, yeah. But I feel like they should have just tried 10 times harder to just do whatever they could to to pull her back into the industry and treat her better. But they didn't treat her the right way.
They really didn't, because
At least
some of the storylines that they
from
gave her
what I
was
was.
just, from what I hear, was not it. And it's just like,
It wasn't it, man.
why y'all do
It
that?
wasn't it,
Why?
man.
Cause she out here beating up mugs.
Because that's how they do, that's how they feel like they can treat women. And it doesn't even matter if China, a freaking legend in the game.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They just see you as an object and what you can do for them and how much money they can make off of you. And then they just be like, all right, we can find somebody else hotter. You know
Younger
what I'm
and
saying?
stuff. It seems very
Yeah.
adjacent to the adult entertainment industry, where
Mm-hmm.
women are often treated as objects and just a moneymaker thing, and then swap them out for somebody new. And then there's pressure to keep up with the looks and surgery and all these other methods and stuff like that. Like, I think it's
Mm-hmm.
very adjacent to that, and it's very
Yeah.
exploitative. Both
Yeah.
WWE specifically, and the adult entertainment industry as well.
Or any industry.
Well, yeah,
Because
true.
we see how they do certain actors and actresses out here. They look for somebody cuter, hotter, and who they can kind of manipulate. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
That is a fair
But
point. That is a fair point. I didn't even consider that as well. But and you're not wrong.
it's really wild out here in these streets,
It
man.
really is.
It's really wild. But Vince McMahon needs to
He needs to cool his jets. You too
he needs
old
to
for
get
this.
rid of that
Hang it up flat screen, bruh.
he really does need to get it together because that mustache is just not doing it. He might as well slap on the doggone mustache that Mr. Potato Head had on. You know what I'm
I mean, but
saying?
granted, the
At this
Mr.
point,
Potato Head mustache is very Steve Harvey though. So I don't know if you want to go there, because
girl, did you see the AI of Mr. Potato Head dapping up Steve
no,
Harvey?
I
Girl,
haven't. I have not, but I bet it's hilarious.
I gotta find it and I'm gonna send it to you and I'm also put it in this video. But yeah, y'all, make sure y'all, that was our conversation about Vince McMahon and WWE. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Turn your post notification bell on, click all, and put some of your favorite moments down. If you were a child watching WWE or just your fan fave moments down in the comments down below. We will see you guys in the next video.
Peace.
Peace.